to get some easy opportunities certainly puts you at a disadvantage.
We are underway, a Saturday night in Brooklyn between the top two teams in the East. The Nets 16-6, the Bulls 15-8. Chicago took their first meeting at United Center as Bembry connects on a corner three, the first basket of the game. A 6-0 lead. Harden left alone. He got it. Timeout, Chicago. 3 threes from 3 Nets and a 9-0 start for Brooklyn.
Brooklyn's been locked in, and after shooting 26% last night, take a look, a lot of room. Don't leave that man alone. Gets it done. Nets up 9 here early.
With Levine and DeRozan. We're starting to get those offensive opportunities as DeRozan. Yeah, well, we know we could do that from the minute.
And he's laboring a little bit running, you can tell.
In the corner again. Caruso, back-to-back threes. And Chicago with a little burst has turned a 9-point deficit into just a 1-point hole.
Obviously not affecting his...
Well, it's not affecting his shot, but, you know, to me, that's something that as a player, you got to pay attention. You got to go at him.
Durant. Millsap left alone. Knocks.
I had the pleasure of watching him be a professional, watching him help turn around that Denver organization, being paired up with Jokic and Jamal Murray. He was just such a great vet.
DeRozan hits the jumper, put the Bulls. A game that was super tight through 3 quarters, and then Chicago outscored the Nets 42-17 in the 4th. Here's Jones Jr. on it. Harden, meanwhile, had 6 assists in that first quarter for Brooklyn. Here's Millsap using his size on Alize Johnson. And Millsap the rebound. Millsap playing the 5 in this small ball Brooklyn lineup. Millsap lays it in. The chair was pulled, but Millsap stayed afloat.
Yeah,
great control.
He's not falling for that. He's not falling for the banana in the tailpipe.
Tsumu, who had a monster game against Brooklyn in Chicago. DeRozan elevates and hits with 2. Just hasn't quite finished. 3 for 10 now from the floor. Down the other end, Vucevic hits the 3. Gorgeous shovel pass from Troy Brown Jr. and a 7-0 Chicago run has tied it. Timeout Brooklyn, 42 all. Set now 1 for 8 from the floor. That'll regress to the mean at some point. Levine spins, gets hacked, and still finishes. And Chicago has its first. Another rebound for Brown. KD, mid-range, sure. Timeout, Chicago. Good second effort from Brooklyn. Activity on the offensive glass.
13 second chance points for Brooklyn, and there it is again. Aldridge, Bruce Brown, looking for someone. Yeah, it's a good guy to get it to.
You're always going to have an issue with the discrepancy in field goal attempts. Harden shakes free and lays it home. Kabir to the bucket. An 87.5%. DeRozan, another one. As Harden comes up with a rebound.
Well, and that's an example defensively of what Jordan Ott was just talking about.
Durant, cash.
And look, you know, we were talking about Alex Caruso not being effective because he knocked down a couple of shots. If you knock down a few shots and you have to leave the game.
Levine, guarded by Bembry, had a lot of big plays defensively in that first half. Levine elevates and hits.
That's a tough shot.
Strong, Bembry tracks it. Harden zings it. Aldridge patiently waiting for space and finally gets it to go. LaMarcus Aldridge saying, hold on a second, I was hit 4 times, didn't get a call. Harden has it poked from behind. Bembry able to salvage. Durant.
At this Chicago Bulls lineup, you got Alex Caruso, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, you got airplane mode over there, and Derrick Jones Jr. They have so much length and athleticism, and then you got the big fella in the middle, Vucevic, that just kind of brings it all together. It's a quality.
Returning from injury. Millsap also had his most effective minutes in that first half. Levine elevates and hits again. Every time the Nets seem like they're building a little bit of a cushion, Chicago answers back. Timeout, Brooklyn. 5-point game, 3:32 to go in the third. You're watching.
Better not.
Brown has it knocked away, tried to get it back, could not. Dosunmu throws it down, and it's an 8-0 response from Chicago to make it a 3-point game. Make it 6-0 from the Bulls. So the Nets did lead by 11 earlier in the quarter. It's now just 3. Here's Durant. Durant out of the double. What a find. And all fronting Durant.
Good.
The cutter. Oh, what a rejection. Jones Jr. outstanding block. Dosunmu on the other end lays it in. That's a heck behind the two. Look out.
Oh.
Shot clock down to 2. Levine hits the 3. Big bucket for the Bulls. The Nets, who were up 11 in the third, see their lead shaved down to 1. Millsap flips it in at the buzzer. Count it for Paul Millsap.
That is a tough finish, and Millsap had his eyes on the clock going downhill. Big boy body off the glass, using their athleticism.
Millsap hit a buzzer beater. Mills leaning and sticking. Patty Mills, who's in the midst of his highest scoring stretch of his career, last 9 games averaging 18 points, most he's ever averaged in a 9-game span. He's in double figures tonight with 12. DeRozan again pretty consistently tonight, just unable to finish. Now 3 for 18, and the Bulls have the lead, their first lead of the second half, after the Nets had an 11-point third-quarter lead.
And he just doesn't have the same lift, it looks like. It seems like when he's getting into that lane, he's going to explode, but the ball is dropping short or it's rolling just off the rim. It's not floating in the way it normally does. And then I think he has such great playmaking skills, but he's still got to be aggressive. Speaking of aggressive,
Levine looking to shake Harden. Step back. Oh, my. Tip time for Brooklyn. Now down 4. DeRozan again. Steve Nash needs a timeout. Chicago on a 13-2 run, and they have taken a 6-point lead.
DeMar DeRozan, he is takeover time in the fourth quarter, doing it once again. Look at the spin. That's
on a 13-2 run here in the fourth. Nets hoping it's not a repeat of what happened in Chicago. Durant has tied Ray Allen for 24th place on the NBA.
Now the way the Chicago Bulls are playing, and it's just so impressive. Like his poise, he has fit right in, and then you got Kevin Durant.
And Durant has moved past Ray Allen into sole possession of 24th place on the NBA's all-time scoring list.
With a lot of room to go.
DeRozan with the answer. A mid-range duel between a couple of masters. Durant finds the cutter. Aldridge, 2-hand. 2-point game. DeRozan working Durant, lays it in, plus the foul. A chance for 3 for DeMar DeRozan, who is
Harden 6 for 31.
Levine cuts in and finishes. The lead is 5 for Chicago. So the Nets have a little magic left. Aldridge on the attack, gives it up. Brown gets it to go, plus the 12 since. Durant will fire and hit from 3, right on cue. Able to go back for it. DeRozan kicks, ball alone, he got it. Lonzo Ball gives Chicago a 5-point back out. Mills, Nets have to move quicker than this. Oh my goodness, I mean, it's over. You gotta put it up quicker than that. And the Nets fall to the